Hi guys, Matt V's Movies back for another video, and this is part 13 of my complete Blu-ray collection series of videos. So this time we're going to be looking at a load more Blu-rays. We're coming towards the end of this now. I think maybe only one or two parts left of this, but this one's got a sizable a chunk of Blu-rays to show. So we're going to get into this today on the channel. So welcome back. So yeah, let's just get into part 13. Okay, so first up is the film Solaris, German edition, Digipack edition. Fantastic film. This really do enjoy this film. Next up is a Diamond Luxe Blu-ray edition of Forrest Gump. Fantastic film starring Tom Hanks. Next up is the Disaster Film 2012. This is the UK steelbook, and I've got a lenticular magnet on there. There's the back. Yeah, good disaster film. Next up is Film Arena Commando. Contains the steelbook inside there. Great film, this from the sort of late 80s. Another disaster film on Blu-ray, Volcano, starring Tommy Lee Jones. This is an Italian version. Very nice lenticular on there, and yeah, an entertaining film. Next up is a Film Arena edition of the film The Punisher, starring Thomas Jane. Fantastic edition, this one. Next up is Venom, starring Tom Hardy. Wonderful edition, this one, containing the steelbook and all the picture cards, etc. Double lenticular. Yeah, I enjoyed the movie. And continuing with Venom, this is another Blu-ray steelbook edition with a really nice lenticular on the front there and some nice artwork on the back. Going back to Thomas Jane's The Punisher. This is a nice Canadian edition with a nice lenticular on there. Yeah. And the German edition, this is the extended cut. Only available in Germany, I believe, in this version. There is a US version that I do have on DVD, which contains an animated section, but as far as I know, this is the only way you can get this sort of live action sort of additional scenes in this version. Next up is a Blu-ray and a 3D version of The Green Lantern. It's got lenticular on the front there. I've made that custom. It's got a steelbook underneath, the UK steelbook. Enjoyable film. Okay, so this is Escape from New York. Now this is the DVD Canadian edition, but I have popped in the Blu-ray in there. I do have the Blu-ray case somewhere, but I couldn't locate it, so I just thought I'd just share it in here. You know, it's a kind of a combo. Next up, now this was sent to me by AJ over at AJ's Movie Place. Dances with Wolves, the German extended cut on Blu-ray. Absolutely fantastic film, this. And I've popped custom magnet on the front. Next up is Peter Jackson's King Kong. Amazing Film Arena edition, this one. Steelbook in there. It isn't from this set, but it was from the UK Blu-ray steelbook, but it's got all the art cards, etc. in there. Yeah, very lucky to get hold of that one. Continuing with King Kong, this is Kong Skull Island. Really nice 3D and Blu-ray set from Film Arena. Really wonderful lenticular on there. Only 500 copies of this one, and you've got your steelbook and then all the goodies inside. Next up is the second sight, Paranormal Activity, the very first film in the franchise, arguably the best of them all, and a very nice edition from Second Sight. Next up is Wanted. Now these the Blu-rays inside there. I've just got the comic inside. This is the DVD outer box. They did come with a comic with the DVD, but I just popped the Blu-ray instead. I'm not sure what happened to the DVD, to be honest, but yeah, Wanted. Next up, another Film Arena edition, In the Heart of the Sea, Blu-ray and 3D copy. Very nice, heavily embossed cover on here. There's your card on the back. Very good film, all about sort of Moby Dick. Next up now, now only sort of music Blu-ray. Big fan of this band, Pink Floyd, Delicate Sound of Thunder. Looks great on Blu-ray. Another Diamond Luxe edition of the film Gravity. Very nice presentation of this one. It's got a Dolby Atmos soundtrack on here. Before the, I think, might be a 4K of this now, I can't remember, but this came out before. Yeah, it's got the Atmos on there, and it's also got another silent mix on there as well, which is quite interesting to watch, and a very nice edition on Blu-ray. Next up, Blu-ray of Inception, a Christopher Nolan film. Nice lenticular on there. It does contain like a booklet inside. I think this was an HMV exclusive at the time. Yeah, Inception. Okay, so continuing on, we've got Ex Machina, or Machina, however you want to pronounce it. Film Arena edition. This one's quite hard to come by now. Only 750 of these. Excellent film. Next up is The Green Mile. This is a Diamond Luxe edition. A very nice edition, this one, and a fantastic film. Next up, Aliens v Predator Requiem. Really nice steelbook this. Some nice design on here. The back as well. Great on Blu-ray. Not the best film, but entertaining. All part of the Predator franchise. And the first film, AVP, Aliens v Predator. Again, probably the best of the two sort of spin-offs on Blu-ray. Next up is Daredevil, the Blu-ray steelbook, long out print now. Very nice steelbook, this one. Nice lenticular, custom lenticular on the back there as well, with Electra. Next up, Ghost Rider Spirit of Vengeance. Nice steelbook, this one. I believe this was from, it's either Walmart or Target, I can't remember now. But yeah, not the greatest film, but wonderful steelbook. Nice design on the back as well. And the first film that Nicolas Cage did, and this is a Film Arena edition of Ghost Rider. Again, really nice design on this one. 750 copies. Film Arena. And this is a Film Arena of Electra. Again, very rare edition. This one has only 300 of these. Still sealed with the steelbook inside on Blu-ray. I enjoy the film. I know it's not supposed to be the best film, you know, but yeah, I was really lucky to pick that one up many years ago for a very good price. Next up, this is a Zavvi exclusive of The Last Action Hero. Now inside there I've got it's not the 4K, it's the Blu-ray of the film. Very nice edition that Zavvi brought out, sort of in the ticket sort of design. So yeah, I've got the film on Blu-ray. Next up is the Blu-ray version of RoboCop. I just went for the Blu-ray. I've heard that the 4K doesn't really sort of add much to it. Yeah, this one's packed with special features. Classic film, this one, and really nice edition from Arrow. Next up, now I quite like this film. I know a lot of people don't particularly like it, but I really do enjoy this one. And it is the remake of the RoboCop. Nice lenticular there, I've kind of custom made. Nice design. I actually quite like this suit, you know, the redesign of it, but yeah, you know, just my thoughts. I enjoyed it. And also I've got a media book of the film as well, a German edition. Again, I like that sort of red and black design. See, the back is in German, but yeah. Okay, next up is the Incredible Hulk. This is the Nova Media edition with a nice lenticular on the front there. And I've also got the lenticular, I believe this was from a Zavi edition. Somebody was selling just a lenticular on its own. There's the back. This one's sealed because I do have the film several times. I've got it in 4K as well, so no need to open that one. And there's also this one, which was, I believe, is possibly a Canadian edition in a nice green case. With the green banner at the top there, which usually that was blue back in the day. And I've also got a custom lenticular on the back there. Next up is Train to Busan, a great Korean zombie film. Absolutely blown away with this when I watched this. Yeah, very, very good. Okay, so next up is a film called The Walk, about this real life event. This guy went before the Twin Towers came down, this back in the 80s. He did this tightrope walk between the two. This is in 3D. I've got the 3D edition. It's absolutely fantastic in 3D. And this is a very nice edition of the film. Next up is Star Trek Beyond. Obviously the sort of 3 films that we got, this sort of retelling of Star Trek, I suppose, the Kelvin timeline. And this comes with a lenticular. This is kind of a hybrid edition. There's the Blu-ray and the 3D in there with that lenticular. I think it was a Zoom exclusive, defunct now, but yeah, the outer case I just added. I picked it up separately. Next up is Star Trek Into Darkness. Again, this is the steelbook, and again I've got a custom lenticular on there that I've adapted, and yeah, it looks great in 3D. And then the first film that started it all off in this trilogy, and I believe this was the Play.com exclusive. At the time, this went for quite some money back in the day, because it had this 3rd disc on it, which seemed to be quite sort of desirable at the time. Now you can pick it up for peanuts, but interesting design, the black and the white. Shame about the Blu-ray banner, but what can you do? And there's the back, which is quite plain. Now there's various versions of that steelbook now that you can get, different versions, etc. Next up is Gladiator HD Zeta, lenticular, single lenticular. Really nice steelbook, this one. So it looks great on Blu-ray. Next up, the film Raw Deal, starring Arnold Schwarzenegger. This was a, I forget what company this is, but it's a nice slip. sort of textured feel to it, and the Blu-ray inside. Next up, a wonderful edition from Film Arena of The Terminator. The steelbook inside there on Blu-ray, and 1,500 copies of this one. Really, really nice edition, that one. In fact, all of these now are the Terminator films. So we've got T2, Terminator Judgment Day. Again, this is just the outer box. It's one of my hybrid editions, but I've put the 3D edition in there, and Blu-ray, which I actually quite like. I know the 4K of this isn't particularly great, but I actually think the 3D was really done well, and it sort of complements this wonderful edition from Film Arena. Next up, Terminator Salvation, Christian Bale. Again, this was the UK steelbook at the time, the Blu-ray, and I'm not sure what company this was, but the outer Studio A, not heard of them, but yeah, nice design on the front and the back, and I've just slipped that in, and it's got like a booklet in there, art cards and whatnot. Okay, next up is again T2 Judgment Day. Fantastic lenticular on this one, Arnie, and then the sort of, there we go, really, really nice. And then inside there is the T2 steelbook, Skynet edition. Really, really good edition, that one, with all 3 cuts of the film. Next up, Film Arena, Rise of the Machines, Terminator 3. Really, really nice edition, this one. 2,000 copies. Contains the steelbook and the art cards inside. Next up is the UK edition of Terminator Dark Fate. Quite like the steelbook on this one. Nice design, and I do believe I have the 4K of this as well. I think this is just the steelbook that I've got. Okay, down to the last 2. So we've got Terminator Genesis, Film Arena, again with a steelbook inside. Limited to 2,000 copies. And then the final one, another edition of Terminator Genesis, with a different design on the back and the front. And inside I've popped the 3D edition of the film. I think it's a 3D edition, with a nice lenticular again on there. So yeah. So that was part 13 of my continuing series, looking at my Blu-rays in my collection. As I say, probably 1 or 2 parts left of this now. Yeah, we're getting towards the end of the Blu-rays. If you're new to the channel, thanks ever so much for watching the video. Why not consider subscribing to the channel? I do have a playlist of all the Blu-ray collection of all these different parts, so if you want to go back and have a look at some of the other parts, you're more than welcome to at your leisure. Please give us a thumbs up, that really does help out the channel. And yeah, I'll leave some videos here of sort of other things you can check out on the channel. And yeah, wait for part 14. It may be the last part, I'm not sure. Either part 14 or part 15, I think. Probably 1 or 2 parts left of this. And yeah, so see you in the next one. Take care.